Accept on behalf of Occupy Vancouver an order from the fire department, and a group of people met with them to receive it. I again signed for it. I'm just going to read it very, very quickly so everybody knows what the fire department currently expects from us. Remove all tarp enclosures or erect overhead tarps as canopies, providing full visibility and appropriate egress and access routes.
That's what we've been saying right from day one. We're not trying to change the world here. You guys are. We're not. We're just trying to keep you. We're just trying to keep you safe in doing so.
That's just number one. Number two, provide, alter, or improve a continuous path of travel to all individual tents. Number three, identify for fire safety inspectors all tents that are occupied. Number four, remove all unoccupied tents. Number five, provide appropriate spacing between tents to reduce and eliminate fire spread. Number six, remove all open flame or flammable heat sources. Number seven, ensure that no propane or other fuel sources are located on site. And number eight, which is a doozy, comply with any other provision of Vancouver Fire Bylaw 8191, which runs to a very, very trim 233 pages. I'm just announcing this, but I also wanted to announce at the same time that Tent City is currently undergoing a major restructuring of its own volition. And so it will be looking much more pretty, much more warm, much more hospitable in the next few days, irrespective of what the Vancouver Fire Department or any other city official thinks. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you for that very important and slightly depressing proposal. We all know what we're going to be reading tonight, don't we?
So this is a message specifically from the tenters to the people of Vancouver and to the movement as a whole. We declare our encampment to be an autonomous space, ruled directly by those who live in it as part of the global Occupy movement. And all orders or threats from various municipal or provincial agencies will only be addressed if brought to the GA through proper protocol, to make it clear that orders brought to us or to the GA from outside agencies will be considered only as an advisory capacity.
Chief, you did a walkthrough just recently. Did you see anything that still concerned you?
From my observation right now, that it has grown, it hasn't receded, the concerns that we have for life safety.
See, if a lot of these people are taking the tarps down as has been asked right away, there doesn't seem to be any resistance or anything. There seems to be a lot of willingness. It's why the peace and why here in Vancouver?
Well, if that's the case, if it's progressing through to compliance with the order, that's excellent.
I mean, it's really difficult to be out here and trying to do everything proper and address these health and safety issues. One of the big concerns was the tarps covering multiple tents. And so what they decided to do was remove all those things. Now it was pouring rain, and some people here have to sleep in it, and hypothermia was going to become an issue. So I went up to the fire department and asked them, what are they going to do to plan about this? The answer that I was responded with was, well, you're all here voluntarily. You can just go home and warm up and then come back. And I looked at them and said, some people here don't have a home. This is their home.
I'm not going to give her a break. She doesn't give me a break. Penny, when did you ever give me a break?
What do you think of what you've seen down here so far, Penny? You've had a walk through some of the tents. What do you make of it?
We cannot have people put at risk in the city. I have some accountability as a city manager to make sure that all of our departments and agencies are doing their job to protect the public and protect the people involved in this particular protest.
Today it was my unfortunate responsibility to be the liaison with the fire department here today. They had again tried to informally approach us,
saying that the placement of any new or additional tents or structures on the site is not permitted.
Basically what the city is doing right now is reiterating what we already know. This may be step 1 or step 10 of a multi-step strategy to remove us or to take down our structures.
We told them there that this is unofficial, you have to come before the GA. However, these officials refuse to come before our official GA. So it is my unfortunate responsibility to be the liaison here and inform everybody of our bylaw infractions.
Okay, Let's mark the couches to be removed. Can we discuss this with the peacekeepers over the last?
You may notice colored tapes on certain tents and tarps and things around. The red tape is for removal or drastic change. Most of the red tape is on tarps that are connecting tents. The fire department has asked that tents be 2 feet apart, that the canopies be a minimum of 3 feet apart, and that we have no sidings on our canopies.
No, well, they're told us it's a tripping hazard, so we're getting right fixing it.
The fire department does not adhere to the same rules as the BPD or the RCMP. If they see a danger, they don't have to get a warrant. They don't have to do anything. If there is, if they're in their opinion there is an imminent danger, they can ransack and go through and do whatever they want. And unfortunately, it seems like we have no rights.
So just after 4:30 today, we received a call from BC Ambulance. A woman had been found unresponsive inside of a tent. Very tragically, she could not be revived. She was transported to hospital and was pronounced deceased at hospital.
Give space, dude. You can't capture this.
Okay, it's purely political. And the fact that you send your cameras here to observe this, but you overlook the tens of thousands of people who suffer every single day in Vancouver.
What happened today does not merely affect Occupy. It affects all of Vancouver, Canada, and the world, touching us all. There is grieving going on which we all share and respect. This event reinforces our reasons for being on site today. This is a time for love and healing. We need to stand together as a community in this moment. Those who want to discuss this are encouraged to form small circles and hold the energy of this space. We've all been through something difficult today, so let's just be peaceful and respectful, and above all, let us hold Ashley and her family in our thoughts. Thank you, guys.
We actually want to dedicate this to our friend who just died, our friend Ashley. So, yeah, dude, Smashley just died 20 minutes ago, dude. She's gone, man. I'm not her blood brother, but for myself and every last one of us that knows Smashley, Ashley, I just want to say we miss you, Ashley. Raise a fist in the air and just be happy that she had a good life and she didn't have to go out that way. Like, really, she didn't have to go out that way at all, dude. It's really sad that she did.
This loss of life and the overdose just a few days ago clearly demonstrate, though, that the situation here at the encampment has deteriorated. Having people die on this site, having ongoing issues that are really undermine the bigger picture is not okay. I have directed the city manager to expedite the appropriate steps to end the encampment as soon as possible, with a safe resolution being absolutely critical to that.
I hope you care equally about every death in your city, Gregor.
We will be peaceful, and we expect the same of the VPD. Shutting down the encampment will not alleviate the heroin epidemic that's going on in this city. We need people to pay attention to this fact. As we said in our press statement yesterday, we will be here, and you can expect us.
Well, it means that but they just got another reason to try to shut us down by saying we're all drug addicts, but it's not the case at all. Yeah, I'd just like to say, like I said before, okay, somebody got drunk and made a stupid mistake. We lost a sister. We still can't believe it ourselves. I lost my little sister. We lost our sister. Please, like, leave us alone in our grief.
People's support, we need people's prayers to protect us, because we are standing and are raising our babies so they will continue this fight.
No mine in Christy Clark.
We don't want no mine in Christy Clark.
Indigenous title around these parts.
Indigenous title around these parts.
We don't want no mine in Christy Clark.
We don't want no mine in Christy Clark.
Indigenous title around these parts.
Indigenous title around these parts.
Yeah, well, you're wearing a mask. I'm the fellow. You're wearing a mask, man.
What do I do? I go back home to the ghetto, fool.
Ghetto. Oh,
You guys are so
you want to reserve me? You don't want to reserve me.
I'm not doing anything wrong. All I did was come and sit here.
We're going to get you into the street now.
All I did was come and sit here, and they swarmed around me while I put my drum away. It's about me putting my drum away and not being allowed to do that. They grabbed me and tried to throw me.
Hey, chill out. Okay, chill out. Why you guys being like that?
As we've already agreed in principle under the General Statement of Unity that this is a non-violent movement, and we recognize that non-violence is important to our collective safety. That the General Assembly officially asserts that physical violence will not be permitted in any form from any person at Occupy Vancouver. Can we all just please agree that we don't want to be a violent movement? This should be fairly simple.
Mic check.
Mic check.
I get scared
I get scared.
in any situation
In any situation
where I think that there are systems
where I think that there are systems
and processes
and processes
that might erase
that might erase
the particularities and individual people in any situation.
All in favor of the proposal as it stands? Everybody opposed? All right.
Principle against violence.
Okay. Hold on a second. Everyone just take a second. Everyone just calm down. So break into smaller groups.
We have the right to set boundaries about how people act, but I don't think that a structure and a procedure is going to keep people safe.
I don't understand how your objection relates to the proposal.
Because it sounds like your objection is twofold. There's one objection which is about the policy and that becoming speaking for people. Is that fair to say?
I don't even want to think about this anymore.
It would be helpful if you didn't derail the process if you're not clear on what the relationship between your objection and the proposal.
Right, because all we have is our heads, right? Our feelings don't mean anything.
I'm feeling too outnumbered right now to talk about it anymore, so I'm going to walk away.
Can I...
With all of the great conversations that we've just had in mind, and remembering what the proposal was, all in favor of the proposal? Everybody opposed? So it technically passes by the 90-10% majority. So it did pass.
Long supported the right to gather and carry out peaceful protest. However, over the last 4 days, there's been an escalation of safety concerns. Saturday, there was a death in the encampment, and on Thursday, November 3rd, there was a near death due to drug overdose. Staff have been directed to end the encampment in a way that can be done safely and peacefully while respecting the right to protest. By this notice, we ask you to take your tents, belongings, and any other items or structures off the site immediately so that the safety concerns can be addressed.
I mean, that was just a friendly warning. Once they get that injunction, people are not going to leave. People are willing to get arrested. And Jim Chu also made a statement saying that in all the cities across the country where they've tried to shut them down, the numbers have only doubled, and we know that that's going to be the case here as well. This has reinforced our reasons for being here, and if they shut it down, it's just going to gain us more support.
Guys, when they evict you, throw your dirty socks at them. This is orderly protest, and I think it's good, and I think we have to continue on with the orderly protest, no matter what. It's important for us. We know if things go wrong, and things are always going to go wrong when people are out here camping and hungry, but generally, we're to say that we here, from our organisation, support what's going on here.
You spend the night here? Change your socks, buddy. Thanks, man.
Occupy Vancouver is occupied land by Canada that is unceded territory. All of BC has no treaties, and it will remain that way. Sacred fires for the benefit of our people. It is protected under Freedom of Religion Act that Canada is signatory to.
We're going to respectfully submit our questions, and if they don't take our questions, then we'll mic check our questions to make sure that our questions are heard. So let's all meet here in a couple minutes, and let's get ready. Go have some fun. Screw the mayor candidates.
To the group.
Who's the organizer?
You're gonna have to speak.
There is no organizer. Speak out loud. Is there somebody that I can talk to? There is no later. You guys are welcome to come in as long as you're not planning to disrupt this event.
There's no doubt that there is a lot of pressure in our housing market that's created by having an incredibly livable city, a city that a lot of people want to live in. I don't frankly believe that we can count on the market to solve all of our affordable housing needs. That's not working out so well right now.
As a competitive Vancouver mayor, I will be trying to keep businesses in Vancouver. That is what leads to prosperity. That's what leads to people being able to afford housing. Yes, it will bring growth. And in the ways I was speaking of...
Quiet, please. Let the candidates friends speak.
I don't understand. Why we're just sitting here. And listening to them lie to us. Let's do something.
It's not fair to a lot of the people who came here to hear a debate and weren't able to have a flow to that because of all the disruption. I'm not sure what their plans really are. The city obviously supports the right to protest. We have hundreds of protests every year here, and the Occupy protest is still going strong, and I expect that will continue. I obviously have real concerns about the tent camp, and we are focused on addressing safety at the tent camp right now.
There was all of us just standing around the fire. Then they just showed up in masses. Like, literally, there was like 8, 9, 10 cops that were standing on the side. And they just started rushing, and that's when I found out. And when the police brutality needs to stop because that was excessive force. They had no right to touch anybody who's being peaceful. We're trying to have a peaceful protest here. We want this to end peacefully. We want somebody to actually wake up and realize what's going on. It was all the police ripping people away, getting frustrated because everybody was holding each other. Like, obviously, every protest that you go to, they only show the protesters being violent. They never showed the actual instigation of the police pushing and shoving. So I personally have been to many protests, and I've never seen one peaceful protest end peacefully.
There was a fire department official who gave his name as Dan Wilson, actively encouraging and authorizing this sacred fire to be lit. And only a few hours later, police and fire came in to put it out. It seems like the city is sucking and blowing at the same time.
Last night when the fire got taken down, I wasn't part of the circle. I had just been given this hefty legal document with my name on it. I was a bit hesitant to jump into what could turn out to be an outright altercation. And so I stood up on the stage and I watched, and it was very surreal to see what was going on down there. But I started at that time to wonder about what my role will be when this ends.
What do? I lay on the floor and play dead. I tie myself to a pallet. I tie myself to a